The town of Red Mesa lay crouched beneath the sun, its wooden buildings faded and beaten by years of wind and grit. The desert stretched in every direction, endless and unforgiving. Dust devils danced between the crooked posts of the hitching rail, and the creak of a loose saloon sign echoed across the empty main street. A lone rider appeared on the horizon, a figure small against the wide, bleeding sky. His horse was a rangy black gelding, ribs showing from the hard miles behind them. The rider himself was lean, with the kind of face that looked carved out of stone. His hat brim was pulled low, shadowing eyes that had seen too much. A rifle was slung across his saddle, and 2 colts rode at his hips. The stranger guided his horse down the sloping trail into town. Every hoofbeat seemed to strike louder than the last, carrying across the stillness like a drum of warning. By the time he reined up before the saloon, a handful of men had stepped out of the shade to watch him. "Another drifter," one muttered, spitting into the dust. The stranger dismounted without a word. He tied his horse to the rail, patted its sweat-stained neck, then pushed through the batwing doors into the saloon. Inside, the room smelled of whiskey, sweat, and old smoke. A piano sat silent in the corner, keys yellowed with age. 4 men played cards at a central table, their eyes flicking up as the newcomer crossed the floorboards. Behind the counter, the barkeep polished a glass with a rag that looked dirtier than the counter itself. "What'll it be?" the barkeep asked. "Whiskey." "Bottle," the stranger said, voice low and rough as gravel. The barkeep set a bottle on the counter. The stranger poured himself a drink, threw it back, and poured another. The card players whispered among themselves. Finally, one of them, thick-shouldered, scar running across his jaw, stood and approached. "You lookin' for something, friend?" the man asked, voice dripping with suspicion. The stranger didn't answer right away. He sipped his whiskey, then set the glass down slow. His eyes lifted, cold and steady. "Name's Kane," he said. "I'm lookin' for a man. Calls himself Slade." At the name, the saloon seemed to tighten. The card players exchanged quick glances. Even the barkeep's hand froze mid-wipe. "Slade don't take kindly to strangers a-skin after him," the scarred man said. Kane's jaw clenched. "I don't take kindly to the things Slade's done." The air grew thick, the silence stretching like a coiled snake ready to strike. Then, from the back corner, a chair scraped against the floor. A tall figure rose, a man with a black hat, long coat, and eyes like burnt coal. His presence was enough to make the room shrink. "Don't reckon I know you," the man said, stepping forward. Kane turned to face him. "You're Slade." Slade's mouth curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "And if I am?" Kane's hand hovered near his holster. "Then you're the man I came to kill." The room erupted into chaos, tables scraping, men diving for cover, the barkeep cursing as he ducked behind the counter. The 2 gunmen stood locked in silence, every eye on them, waiting to see who would move first. Kane's fingers flexed. Slade's eyes narrowed. The desert outside seemed to hold its breath. And then the saloon froze in silence, men crouched low behind overturned tables, waiting for the thunder to break. Kane and Slade stood 10 paces apart, hands hovering just above their holsters. Dust drifted lazily through the shafts of light spilling between the crooked shutters, but time itself seemed nailed in place. Slade's lips twitched into something cruel. "You've got the look of a man who's been ridin' a long way just to die." Kane didn't answer. His boots creaked against the warped floorboards as he shifted his weight, steady, deliberate. His eyes locked on Slade's hands, waiting for the twitch, the breath, the spark that would set everything ablaze. A door banged open. Another man stumbled in, red-faced and panting. "Slade." "Riders, 6 of 'em, comin' fast from the North Ridge." The tension snapped. Slade cursed under his breath, glaring at Kane one last time. "You got lucky," stranger." He jabbed a finger toward him. "But this ain't over." He pushed past, his long coat brushing Kane's arm as he strode out into the street. A few of Slade's men scrambled after him, boots pounding against the boards. The saloon breathed again, men climbing from cover, voices rising in hushed murmurs.